Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the recap of the mighty Sabine River in Orange, Texas. But no, seriously, stop number 4 of the Bassmaster Elite Series at the Sabine River in Orange, Texas. Again, doing the tournament recap. Big place to fish, gigantic. You can go upriver, which is left of Orange, Texas, headed towards Toledo Bend Dam, or you can take a right out of Orange, Texas, and run all the way to Houston, which is like 110, 120 miles, something like that, through the intercoastal waterways, and then all little oxbows and bayous off of all that in between there. So a really gigantic place to fish. Never been there before. Kind of just, I'll give you a little rundown of what I thought going into practice. I know it was a really big area, but it was going to fish really little. Just looking at past tournaments that Bass has been there before, a lot of guys fishing on top of each other. And the reason for that is I got a lot of questions about that from buddies back home. And why was there so much water and everybody was fishing right on top of each other? Well, the deal is there's not a lot of clean water as far as didn't have a lot of salt or it was muddy, either one. You could have some fresh water that was really muddy, or you could have some cleaner looking water that was too brackish. So it was kind of a, this is bad, that's not good. And then when you found a few fish, like there was fish there and not many other places, and they're just not very big historically there anyway. So what I did is I said, I'm going to practice here 2 days, this area 2 days, and this other area 2 days. And I didn't really want to get myself spread out. So I practiced in the Natchez River 2 days, and then I practiced closer to the ramp 2 days. Not necessarily in Orange, but just closer to the boat ramp. But that's where I started practice. That's how I went through practice. Didn't have an awful practice, but didn't have a great practice. I mean, just could get some bites, but they were just really little. A lot of people were saying the same thing. It was just if you were going to get a 2 or 3 pound bite that really made the difference in having 5 or 6 pounds and 7 to 9 pounds. Or if you got 2 good bites, you'd have an even bigger bag. So first day of the tournament, I start out close to the ramp. Not close to the ramp, but the area closer to the ramp. And actually get a few bites pretty quick. But actually my first bite of the tournament was like a 2.5 or a 3 pounder, and I lost it. It is what it is. It just hurts in this kind of tournament when you lose a fish over 2 pounds for sure. But ended up catching a few pretty quick. I ran some stuff in practice where I got some bites. My first area, I didn't really see a lot of people, which is where I ended up catching, I think 3 keepers. Went to another little area that had some actual man-made canals. And they was covered up with boats. I think I caught 1 little one in there, maybe 2 little ones. I got out of there and I decided to make a pretty good run to the Natchez and do a little bit of flipping cypress trees. Ended up catching 1 keeper there. Didn't really get a whole lot going there. I think my timing was off with the tide. You could go through an area and not get a bite and come through there an hour and a half later with the tide be different and just smash them. So that was a little interesting deal. We had a different tide during the tournament than we did in practice. So you're trying to figure that out as the day goes on. Run back over there to another little area closer to the ramp. I think I have like 10 or 15 minutes left to fish. Throw my top water up there. Had a good one blow up on it. Didn't get it. I went on down the bank a little bit. Turned right back around. Came back. Threw my top water back up there. He missed it again. So I've got like 5 minutes before I have to leave. If I wait around for a second, let things calm back down, I go back over there, I throw my top water, nothing, no bites. I flip my Z-Crawl Junior over there, and I drag it for just a second, and I just lose contact with it. It's coming by the boat, set the hook, boat flipped. It's like a 2.5 pounder, which was my 5th fish, which I survived the day with that bite. I didn't think I was going to do great, but I knew I hadn't bombed and got myself out of it. Get back to weigh in. End up having 7 pounds, 12 ounces for 5. After the first day, I think we're sitting in 38th, which is, inside the cut, sitting good. Just got to catch a halfway decent limit tomorrow. We'll be fishing on Saturday, get us a good check. Really decided I knew I was going to go into that night. I didn't know where I wanted to go or if I wanted to change my rotation up as far as where I was going to fish, but knew I had a lot of decisions to make and, was hoping for the best. But like I said, we finished day one in 38th. Can't complain with that. Really wanting to stay there, try and move up. Just knew we had to get a couple good bites. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the day 2 recap.
His second season on the Elite Series from Springville, Alabama, the little ball of hate, Wes Logan. 5 fish for Wes Logan here today. Always the goal here in the Sabine River. Five fish for 7 pounds, 12 ounces. Puts him in 24th place. Fairly deep into the weigh, and so a good day number 1 for Wes Logan. 7-12 and sitting in 24th place. 65 anglers into our weigh-in. So a decent start to things, but man, you came here knowing it wasn't going to be given to you this time around.
No, and I just didn't fish good today. I don't know what was wrong with me. I missed a lot of fish this morning, and then it kind of got in my head, and I kind of tried to get it back on track this afternoon. But, I mean, maybe I can fish better tomorrow, but I got to give a shout-out. My awesome, amazing, wonderful girlfriend's birthday is today, and I'm not home, so whenever I get home, I'll be there. But, I mean, I wouldn't be here doing all this without her. She does a lot of stuff that nobody sees behind the scenes, so I want to tell her happy birthday, thank you, and I love you.